But it's always been them. All we've lost.
Radner, who is still my absolute hero.
Emily Latella.
Good morning, Corey.
Good morning, Michelle.
Full of different skills, and every time, what is it?
Skills and identities.
To foster a new generation of, okay, let's go again.
Imagine this. Somewhere far beyond the public facade of Hollywood, beyond the dazzling premieres, the journalists crowded behind velvet ropes, the carefully managed press tours, the glittering awards nights where everything seems choreographed to perfection, there exists a hidden world that very few ever glimpse, a world built not on applause but on silence, not on transparency but on secrets, not on collaboration but on negotiations whispered in dimly lit hallways where the stakes are far higher than anyone on the outside could ever imagine. And in the heart of this world, beneath layers of glamour and illusion, lies a moment so fragile, so precise, so disturbingly quiet that at first it seemed to vanish into the noise of the season, yet those who truly understand how Hollywood works, those who can feel the tremors behind the walls long before they reach the surface, felt something shift. Picture it, a crowded event overflowing with cameras, voices, movement, and spectacle, yet in the middle of it all, Emma Stone did something so small, so understated, so effortlessly silent that almost no one caught it. The general public blinked and missed it, reporters didn't comment on it, editors filtering through hours of footage overlooked it entirely. But within minutes, the people who operate behind the curtain, the agents, the studio strategists, the award season architects, the executives who have built entire careers shaping narratives and controlling outcomes, felt a ripple strong enough to disrupt conversations and stop plans mid-stride. Some pretended not to notice, others noticed too quickly, and a few, according to whispers, panicked, because Emma Stone is not the kind of actress whose silence is empty. Her stillness is never accidental, every quiet breath, every measured step, every subtle gesture seems to carry intention, and when she chooses not to speak, her silence becomes louder than any speech Hollywood's finest publicists could craft. So what happened in that moment? Why did something so subtle feel so dangerous? Why did the people who understood its meaning react with the kind of urgency normally reserved for scandals, leaks, and crises? Tonight, we're stepping into that moment, slowing it down, rewinding it, reframing it, revealing the hidden architecture behind a gesture that appears almost invisible, because when you strip away the glitter and the choreography, when you peel back the layers of power, expectation, and performance, you uncover a truth far more unsettling. Silence, when used by the right person at the right time, in front of the right audience, becomes a weapon capable of throwing an entire industry off balance. And Emma Stone, whose reputation is built on grace, warmth, and talent, has learned how to wield that weapon with devastating precision. Insiders whisper that her subtle move carried a message directed at the very top of the hierarchy. A warning, a refusal, a reminder that she is not a pawn in Hollywood's intricate political games. Some claim she was signaling a disagreement with a studio pressuring her behind closed doors. Others believe it was a response to unresolved tensions tied to past roles, past negotiations, past alliances that fractured quietly, far from public view, and a handful insist it was bigger than any single conflict, her way of stepping outside the boundaries the system had drawn around her. Whatever the reason, one thing is certain, the moment did not pass unnoticed in rooms where power truly resides. You can almost picture the scene, executives exchanging glances, PR teams whispering urgent questions, phones buzzing with encrypted messages as they tried to decode the symbolism hidden inside a gesture never meant for public dissection. That is what makes this story so gripping. The idea that a single silent act, delivered without drama or declaration, could create more disturbance in Hollywood's infrastructure than a dozen scandals splashed across headlines. So before we dive into the layers of this mystery, before we dissect the meaning, the timing, the hidden triggers that made this moment so volatile, take a breath and let this sink in. What Emma Stone did was not loud, not public, not designed for reaction, yet it fractured the calm surface of Hollywood's most guarded season, and what you're about to see may change how you view not only her, but the system that tried to define her. Because once you understand the weight of that moment and the tidal wave that followed behind it, you'll realize that this story was never just about a gesture. It was about power, control, autonomy, and the delicate architecture of influence that exists in the shadows of Hollywood, an architecture one silent step can send trembling. Now, let's go deeper. Imagine a dimly lit room where the spotlight slowly narrows onto the mysterious stillness of Emma Stone, an actress known not only for her talent but for a quiet power that often goes unnoticed until it's too late. Now imagine that in the middle of Hollywood's loudest season, she made a single silent move, so subtle that most viewers missed it entirely, yet so strategically placed that insiders felt the tremor instantly. Today, we're unraveling the silent move Emma Stone made. That shook Hollywood, a gesture that didn't need words, interviews, or statements because its message echoed through the walls of every major studio. As we peel this story open, the questions get darker. Was this a spontaneous moment of defiance, or a calculated pushback against an industry that has long tried to shape her narrative? Some insiders claim she was sending a coded message to a studio with which she's had tense negotiations. Others swear it ties into long-buried rivalries, names whispered behind closed doors involving directors she refused to work with again, producers who allegedly tried to control her image, and actresses who felt overshadowed during key award seasons. Rumors suggest that her move nearly derailed a high-budget contract, that it exposed fragile alliances between agents, or that it was her way of breaking from the political game Hollywood expects its stars to play. There are also those who speculate that this gesture was a quiet protest against favoritism that has influenced major awards for years, a reminder that even the biggest stars are often forced to navigate secret deals that the public never sees. And before we go deeper into these layers, take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe. Seriously, it's more important than you think. On YouTube, subscribing tells the algorithm that this kind of bold, investigative content deserves to be seen, instead of being buried under safer, studio-friendly videos. Your subscription literally keeps this channel alive. And if you want to support us even more, consider sending a super thanks. It helps us stay independent, untied to Hollywood's influence, and able to bring you stories that others avoid. But if you can't contribute financially, just drop a comment telling us what shocked you the most. Every interaction boosts the video and keeps this conversation alive. And trust me, you'll want to stay until the very end, because the final revelation isn't just unexpected. It exposes a hidden mechanism inside Hollywood that will completely reshape the way you view Emma Stone's role in all of this, and maybe even how you understand the industry itself. What she did wasn't loud, wasn't public, and wasn't meant for casual viewers, but it shook those who truly know how Hollywood works. Let's begin. Have you ever wondered what lies behind the applause, the lights, the Academy Awards, and the shimmering Hollywood glamour, and what kind of silent inner war and unspoken decisions can shape a star destined not just to follow the rules but to quietly rewrite them from within? The story of Emma Stone, as told through this dramatic and fictionalized narrative lens, is not simply a tale of fame. It becomes a succession of silent choices, calculated risks, subtle refusals, and hidden truths that seem to echo beneath the surface, and it is this shadowed side of her mythic rise that we reveal now. Emily Jean Emma Stone was born on the 6th of November 1988 in Scottsdale, Arizona, and from her earliest childhood she felt pulled toward the stage. By the time she was 11 years old, she was already part of youth theater productions at the Valley Youth Theater in Phoenix, and even in these innocent performances there was something unusual about her, a strange determination, a sense of urgency, a restless desire to inhabit another world far away from suburbia and predictable normality. In her teenage years, she made a choice that few her age would dare attempt. She convinced her mother to move with her to Los Angeles. There, in long periods of waiting, rejection, and nights filled with uncertainty, she lived the limbo that every dreamer knows too well, the feeling of almost reaching something that forever slips a little further. Homeschooling, auditions that went nowhere, scripts that evaporated after a single reading, and yet she stayed the course. This silent step, this leap into the unknown, was perhaps the first of many quiet moves that would shape the legend around her. In the year 2007, she appeared in her first mainstream film, the comedy Superbad, seemingly just another teen movie, but enough to unlock the first invisible door. More comedies followed, such as Zombieland in 2009, and then Easy A in 2010, her first leading role as a student whose reputation is dismantled by rumors. Taking on such a role signaled that she did not want to be the pleasant girl next door. She wanted to test limits and provoke thought. Many expected her to remain within the comfortable world of youthful comedy, but Emma refused that path. She moved into more mature humor with Crazy, Stupid, Love, and into social drama with The Help, both released in 2011, proving range and signaling that she was far more than charm and clever timing. In 2012, she accepted the role of Gwen Stacy in The Amazing Spider-Man, a global blockbuster. Many would consider that the peak: fame, money, safety. But for Emma, it was merely a stepping stone, a platform from which to leap rather than to settle. Then came 2014, a turning point. In Birdman, she delivered a raw, intense performance as the troubled daughter of a fading actor, filled with fragility and vulnerability. It earned her her first Academy Award nomination and showed that her transition into serious drama was not a phase but a new identity. In the same year, she stepped onto the Broadway stage in Cabaret, far from commercial ease and back to the roots of live performance, a bold statement that she was not designed to be merely the product of a system. 2 years later, in 2016, came the project many consider her peak and her rebirth, La La Land. As Mia Dolan, she sang, danced, and bared a dreamer's soul, winning the Academy Award for Best Actress and countless other accolades. Yet while many imagined her journey had reached a triumphant end, Emma treated it as another transition. On that stage, holding that golden statue, she seemed to say silently, "I am here, but I am not finished." And while many expected her to settle into safe roles and predictable glamour, she refused. In 2018, she appeared in The Favorite, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, portraying Abigail Massam, a dark, manipulative, intelligent, unsettling character who contrasted sharply with her earlier dreamer roles. Many insiders described this as a quiet strike against expectations, proving she was not the gentle musical star but a serious actor unafraid of moral shadows. The role brought another Academy Award nomination. More risks followed, and then came 2023 with the most transformative project of her career so far, Poor Things. As Bella Baxter, a Victorian woman revived by an eccentric scientist, she explored identity, morality, desire, and self-discovery. It was not mere acting, it was transformation. And Emma not only starred but co-produced the film, asserting unprecedented creative autonomy. When the Academy Award ceremony of 2024 came, she walked on stage to receive her second Best Actress Oscar. Not with the manner of someone seeking approval but with the calm certainty of someone recognized for artistic bravery. Yet few consider the true cost of this kind of success. Rejecting safe roles, turning away from comfortable glamour, exposing vulnerability, embracing risk, these choices create invisible friction, closed doors, quiet tensions. Many might have pursued a safer career, but Emma wanted something more and paid the price of ambition. Some observers, not as facts, but as dramatic speculation, might say that her determination made her appear unpredictable within a system that values predictability above all. And here the fictionalized narrative deepens. The more you examine her rise, the more a pattern emerges, as though each risk she embraced was both advancement and warning. Hollywood is a place where knowledge is currency and unpredictability is danger. When she shifted from comedy to drama, when she embraced bold creative visions, when she preferred authenticity over comfort, the system noticed. Birdman revealed an unusual emotional intensity. Cabaret exposed her devotion to pure acting. La La Land showed her as a dreamer who had become reality. Her acceptance speech, controlled and deliberate, suggested a subtle awareness of the industry's invisible mechanisms. Then came The Favorite, a role reflecting the very power plays that define Hollywood itself. And then Poor Things, a manifesto of total creative fearlessness. This brings us to the idea of the silent move, imagined here not as a literal event but as a dramatic symbol. A single, subtle choice, a refusal, a delayed acceptance, a quiet decision, that in this narrative rippled through an industry built on carefully maintained structures. Not scandal, but symbolism. Not accusation, but interpretation. Because in this fictionalized dramatic telling, Emma Stone becomes not just a participant in Hollywood, but a rewriter of its expectations. The imagined silent move represents the culmination of her silent rebellions. The no spoken without sound, the refusal to conform, the step taken without spotlight. In this story, it caused unease, hurried discussions, nervous whispers, because symbolic gestures often reveal more than loud declarations. Why would a quiet action reverberate so strongly? Because, in this narrative framing, Emma becomes the embodiment of independence, creativity, autonomy, and unpredictability, qualities that cannot be managed easily within a rigid system, qualities that drift like smoke through the carefully engineered machinery of Hollywood, impossible to contain, impossible to rewrite. From the day she convinced her mother to drive to Los Angeles with nothing but determination and a trembling, incandescent dream, to the moment she lifted her second Academy Award with the measured calm of someone who understands both the weight of history and the fragility of power, she remained consistent. Always one step ahead, always silent, always strategic, always enigmatic. Walking the industry like a labyrinth only she knows how to navigate. And the silent move, in this dramatic retelling, becomes the confirmation of a truth the fictional Hollywood fears most. Emma Stone is not merely playing the game, she is rewriting the rules, altering the architecture of the entire arena, bending every expectation until the system itself begins to feel the tremor of her quiet defiance rising beneath its feet. She is changing what an actress can be, what stories can dare to look like, how creative authority can be seized without spectacle or permission, in the dimly lit boardrooms where decisions are signed in whispers and futures are negotiated with invisible ink. And in this narrative universe, such a shift shakes the foundations of a system built on quiet compliance, exposing each fault line like cracked spiderwebbing beneath a polished marble facade that had never imagined it could be undone by someone who enters without a raised voice, without a scandal, without a battle fought in public view. Emma uses silence to challenge silence, to turn stillness into a form of rebellion sharper than any declaration, more controlled than any outcry, more haunting than any confrontation the industry knows how to counter. And while the world sees only the lights, the gowns, the applause, the interviews, the curated glow that blinds audiences to everything lurking just outside the frame, behind the scenes exists another narrative. The story of a woman who knows precisely when to speak and when silence becomes a weapon, who understands the choreography of invisibility, who knows that the most devastating moves are the ones delivered without warning. She does not need to shout to move the world. She does it with a single quiet step, a step that many attempt to decode, few truly understand, and none, absolutely none, can ignore. And now, as this story reaches you, one question lingers like a breath held too long in the dark. If a silent step can shake the system, what could happen when she chooses not to remain silent? Because in this narrative, her journey is only beginning, and the shadows that stretch ahead are rich with the kind of potential that unsettles entire institutions. And in this dramatic telling, the so-called silent movement becomes not an isolated gesture but the sum of all her refusals. The choices that reject ease, reject stereotype, reject complacency, reject every expectation designed to shrink her. It stands as a symbol of someone who does not accept the place assigned but carves her own. Someone who knows the power of silence and wields it like a blade honed in the dark. And now, after peeling back every shadowed layer of this story, after tracing the pattern of each quiet rebellion and every step Emma Stone took toward becoming one of the most quietly powerful forces in modern Hollywood, we arrive at the heart of the mystery. The truth that the move she made, the one almost no one noticed, was never about spectacle but about intention, control, and reclaiming a narrative the industry had been trying to script for her since she first stepped onto a stage in Arizona, long before the cameras learned the angle of her face. Every silent decision she made, every risk disguised as composure, every refusal wrapped in grace, every reinvention delivered in the softest breath, built toward a moment like this, a moment where a subtle action could echo louder than 1,000 headlines, reminding us all that silence can be more strategic than noise, more transformative than chaos, and far more destabilizing than anyone is willing to admit. Before you leave, if this journey through the hidden corridors of Hollywood captivated you, take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It may seem small, but in the realm of YouTube it is everything, the signal that this deep, cinematic storytelling matters, that it deserves to be seen, to be shared, to be amplified. Drop a comment below telling us what revelation hit hardest, what moment surprised you most, or what you think Emma's next quiet move might be. Your voice fuels the very conversations the industry hopes remain unspoken. And now, don't look away, because if this video was intriguing, the next one appearing on your screen is darker, sharper, and even more revealing, and if you watch it until the final frame, you will understand why this story is not the conclusion but the opening sequence, and why the final truth waits for you just beyond this moment, ready to step out of the shadows.